North Korea fires ballistic missile, U.S. officials say. North Korea has fired a ballistic missile, the U.S. government said, a week after President Donald Trump put North Korea back on a U.S. list of countries that it says support terrorism. The Pentagon said it detected and tracked a single North Korean missile launch and believes it was an intercontinental ballistic missile. Pentagon spokesperson Colonel Rob Manning said Tuesday afternoon that, according to an initial assessment, the missile was launched from Sain Ni, North Korea, and traveled about 1,000 kilometers before landing in the Sea of Japan. The missile flew to the east and the South Korean military is analyzing details of the launch with the United States, according to a report from South Korean news agency Yonhap, citing South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff. Minutes after the launch, which took place early Wednesday local time, South Korea's military conducted a missile firing test in response to the provocation, South Korea's military said. U.S. Defense Secretary James Mattis said North Korea is continuing to build missiles that can threaten everywhere in the world, and Tuesday's test went higher than previous missiles. North Korea is endangering world peace, regional peace, and certainly the United States, Mattis said. In a statement, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson said the international community must send a unified message to North Korea about ending its program to develop weapons of mass destruction. Tillerson said the U.S. and Canada will convene meetings of UN countries to discuss countering threats from North Korea. He's also requested a meeting of the UN Security Council, which announced it will meet Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. ET to discuss the latest missile launch. Washington has said repeatedly that all options, including military ones, are on the table in dealing with North Korea, but that it prefers a peaceful solution, by Pyongyang agreeing to give up its weapons programs. Diplomatic options remain viable and open for now. The United States remains committed to finding a peaceful path to denuclearization and to ending belligerent actions by North Korea, Tillerson said. Launch forecast earlier. Japan's government estimated that the missile flew for about 50 minutes and landed in the sea in Japan's exclusive economic zone, Japanese broadcaster NHK said. A North Korean missile on August 29 was airborne for 14 minutes over Japan. Two authoritative U.S. government sources said earlier that North Korea could conduct a new missile test within days. They declined to say what type of missile they thought North Korea might test, but noted that Pyongyang had been working to develop nuclear-tipped missiles capable of hitting the United States and had already tested intercontinental ballistic missiles. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders said in a tweet that Trump was briefed while missile was still in the air on the situation in North Korea. Tuesday afternoon, Trump said it is a situation we will handle and wouldn't change how the U.S. will approach the North Korea issue. NATO released a statement saying the missile test undermines regional and international security and was a further breach of multiple UN Security Council resolutions. After firing missiles at a rate of about 2 or 3 a month since April, North Korea paused its missile launches in late September after it fired a missile that passed over Japan's northern Hokkaido Island on September 15 last week. North Korea denounced Trump's decision to list it as a state sponsor of terrorism, calling it a serious provocation and violent infringement. The designation allows the United States to impose more sanctions, though some experts said it risked inflaming tensions. All options. Trump has traded insults and threats with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and warned in his maiden speech to the United Nations in September that the United States would have no choice but to totally destroy North Korea if forced to defend itself or its allies. Washington has said repeatedly that all options are on the table in dealing with North Korea, including military ones, but that it prefers a peaceful solution, by Pyongyang agreeing to give up its nuclear and missile programs. To this end, Trump has pursued a policy of encouraging countries around the world, including North Korea's main allied neighbor, China, to step up sanctions on Pyongyang to persuade it to give up its weapons programs. North Korea has given no indication it is willing to re-enter dialogue on those terms. North Korea defends its weapons programs as a necessary defense against U.S. plans to invade. The U.S., which has 28,500 troops in South Korea, denies any such intention.